Remember when DeAndre Hopkins was supposed to help change everything for the Tennessee Titans? Because now, he might be joining another contender, while Tennessee is still trying to figure out who they are. A new report suggests the Los Angeles Rams could be interested in DeAndre Hopkins. And honestly, the timing of this story says a lot more about the Titans than people realize. Because when Hopkins arrived in Tennessee, there was real excitement. Fans believed the Titans were making a serious move. A proven superstar receiver, one of the most respected veterans in football. A player known for elite hands, big moments, and consistency. At the time, it felt like Tennessee was trying to stay competitive instead of rebuilding. It felt like the organization still believed it could compete with the top teams in the AFC. But things never fully came together. The offense struggled with consistency. Injuries created problems. Quarterback instability became impossible to ignore. And the Titans slowly started drifting away from being a real contender. Now fast forward to 2026, and suddenly DeAndre Hopkins is being connected to the Rams, a team that already has playoff expectations, a team that still believes it can compete for a championship right now. And honestly, that contrast is hard to ignore, because the Rams and Titans feel like two organizations moving in completely different directions. The Rams are trying to maximize what's left of the Matthew Stafford era. They already have stars. They already have structure. They already have identity. Now they're simply looking for depth, experience, and reliability. And that's exactly why Hopkins makes sense for them. Even at 33 years old, Hopkins still brings value. He understands defenses. He knows how to find openings. He's reliable in critical moments. And most importantly, he brings experience to a locker room trying to win immediately. The Rams already have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. They have a plan, and adding Hopkins could be the final piece to tip the balance. Aqua. But depth matters in the NFL, especially late in the season. And after injuries affected their offense last year, adding another veteran receiver could be a smart move. Now obviously, Hopkins is no longer the same player he was in Houston or Arizona. Those prime years are behind him. But veteran receivers like him can still completely change an offense in the right situation, especially when they don't need to carry the entire workload anymore. And honestly, that might be the perfect role for him now. A reliable veteran option inside an already talented offense. But while the Rams look like they're adding final pieces to compete, the Titans are still trying to build a foundation. And that's where this story becomes uncomfortable for Tennessee fans. Because Hopkins was supposed to help stabilize the offense. He was supposed to help elevate the passing game. He was supposed to help create a new identity for the team. Instead, his time in Tennessee became another chapter in a period filled with uncertainty. And to be fair, not all of that was his fault. The Titans organization itself has been searching for direction for years now. Different coaching philosophies, different roster visions, different quarterback situations, and constant changes across the franchise. That kind of instability affects everything, even elite players. Now Tennessee enters 2026 with a completely different energy around the organization. Robert Saleh is trying to establish a stronger culture. The front office is trying to create more structure. The team is trying to build a clearer long-term identity. But rebuilding trust inside a franchise takes time. And Titans fans know that better than almost anybody. Because they've seen flashes before. They've heard promises before. They've believed in new directions before. And sometimes those changes worked temporarily. But long-term stability never fully arrived. This Hopkins story feels bigger than just one free agent rumor. It feels symbolic. A reminder of where the Titans were and where they still want to go. Because while Hopkins may end up joining a team focused on winning now, Tennessee is still trying to prove it even has the right foundation for the future. And honestly, the 2026 season might reveal everything. If Robert Saleh can create a true identity, if the front office finally starts making connected decisions, if the young core develops correctly, then maybe the Titans finally start moving in the right direction again. But if the inconsistency continues, then stories like this are only going to become more painful for fans. because nobody wants to watch former stars leave while other teams move closer to contention. And in the NFL, patience disappears very quickly. At some point, organizations have to prove they actually have a plan. At some point, results have to show up on the field. At some point, the Titans have to stop being a team full of questions. So now the real question becomes this: if DeAndre Hopkins joins the Rams, will Titans fans look at it as just another normal NFL move, or as another reminder of how far this franchise still has to go? Because sometimes the biggest stories in football aren't just about the players leaving. They're about what those departures reveal about the teams they leave behind. So what do you think? Would DeAndre Hopkins actually fit with the Rams? And are the Titans finally building towards something stable? Or are fans still stuck waiting for the real turnaround? Subscribe for more Tennessee Titans news, NFL analysis, and franchise breakdowns.